Hey everybody, Andrew here again. Welcome back to the homestead. It's a little late in the evening, but gardening never stops, right? So I finally got the tarp raised up. Now I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna amend the soil and cover it back up, or we're just gonna cover it up again with some fresh stuff, new tarp, and then put raised beds on top of it. We're still trying to work that idea out. Not sure yet. Nevertheless, I have just about 120 truckload of wood chips here that I don't know how long this is going to take me to move, because in the past when they brought the wood chip, I would just spread it out the same day. But you know, everything is just happening so fast here on the homestead as of recently. So I really don't have the time. I didn't have the time. And as a result, take a look at this. This is what happened. So I have just about 120, if not more, truckloads here that I'm gonna have to spread out. And it's gonna be me, a rake, and a mower and a cart. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I know I should probably look to invest in a tractor, and I will at some point, but not right now. What they want for some of these tractors, that's another story. But I think some of those manufacturers, I think they're out of their mind. You understand? They're out of their minds, I tell you that. But anyway, some new things happening on the homestead coming in the future. But the planting season is just about here for 2024. So let's take a look around and see what's happening. All by yourself, because I didn't play any role in this. As I said, I've been busy, but you know, nature take care of everything. So let's walk and take a look around. Come with me. I didn't do a general pruning, but I cut these back a little bit because I'm not a big fan of pruning trees. Number one, I have no issue with the way that they fruit. Number two, it's just not something I'm used to doing. It's rare. But what I'm noticing, we're still having some cool weather here, but these bananas are shooting like there's no tomorrow. Look at that. That's a new shoot. So here's the tarp right here. Finally got up. It's a lot of it. It's reusable. So this is not going in the garbage. Don't worry. It's gonna be reused. It's just that it had so many holes in it that it's not gonna be suitable for what I wanted to do in the area. Just too many holes. I'm gonna have more weeds than anything else in it. Look at this tree right here. I've never done anything to this peach. It leaned this way because the bananas kind of pushed it over, because they're so close to it, so it kept leaning more and more. I forget the name of this peach, but this is the stuff you usually see in the supermarket. In case you didn't know, I am proud of my trees. I love my trees. And any opportunity I get to show them off, I do just that. You can see there's more wood chips. I'm telling you, it's a lot of wood chips. I stopped counting at about 118, and I know they were still coming. So it's possible it's way more than 120. Anyway, let's walk. Done harvest all the sour orange from that one. If you didn't know, I'm proud of that tree because I planted that from seed. The kids next door. So this is that citrus that I got from a friend of ours, and they were believed to be sour orange. Well, I peeled one of these the other day and tasted it, and I can tell you there's nothing sour about it. From the way it looks, I realize it didn't look like sour orange, and it didn't taste like one. It was rather very sweet. So we've been eating these. So this is, I think this is Gulf Ruby. It's a Gulf Ruby plum tree. I have a Santa Rosa plum on the other side over there, but that's not flowering just yet. But this is, it looks very nice. It's small, but it bears a lot of fruits. And you'd be surprised, but I've only had issue with one branch breaking, and that was in last year. Right here. That thing was loaded and it snapped. Usually they just hang nicely. They're the branches are kind of flexible, so it works out. And of course you can see the peach tree. And that's the nectarine. Now, you could tell I don't prune these things. I know pruning is something you should do, but as I said, I don't have an issue with the way these things fruit. They fruit just right for me. And as a result, I never touch them. Yet still, they fruit very heavily. You've seen the videos. Life on the homestead. Now, what I have to do for these trees, I have to clean out around the roots, and then I'm going to put down wood chips here. I think I'm going to move all of these. I think I'm going to move these trellis out of here. I didn't use them for what I want to do with the area, so I might end up putting something else here. This might actually be where I put the raised beds, now that I think about it. There's just so much to do. I wanted to redo the whole garden. This rabbit run, I want to move it from here as well. Come. Why I want to move it from here, I want to make it bigger. It used to be 50 by 100. I reduced it a little bit. But now I think I want to move it further on the other side and make it maybe 100 by 200. And have both the goats and the rabbits in it. This is not somewhere where they stay. This is just where they are in the daytime when I'm outside. I let them out because if I leave the rabbits in here, they're gonna be food for the eagles, the ox, and all the other birds and other predators running around the yard. And I have to watch out for the goats as well because they're pygmy goats. They only get this big. So that's an easy meal for a bobcat, which we do have. I planted from seeds from one of the other loquat trees. What I did was I tried to document which trees I got the seeds from. Of course, I didn't remember that by the end of the day. And while we're standing next to this loquat, I'm gonna talk a little more about this, but let me show you something. This is a key lime, this right here. But this thing died down for about 2 years now, and I noticed it coming back around November of last year because I was just about to hook the chain to this and pull it out with the SUV, but it started coming back. So what I did, I put some wood chips around it. As you can see, it's okay. So this thing sat in a bucket, and I'm going to show you. I have one more over there. It sat in a bucket for about 4 years before I actually put this in the ground. And I put it right next to my composting area. That way the roots would just grow right in and it would feed from that. This is also filled with field rats, I think, and snakes. So they're doing their thing out here. That's the second one. We're gonna get a closer look at it. And this one is number 3. You wouldn't even know how I feel inside knowing I plant these things from seed. And that's why I always tell you, don't be afraid. If you eat something and you like it and it had seed, plant the seeds. What's gonna happen? The worst that will happen is it's not gonna grow. But what if it does? Now that fruit that you enjoy so much, you have it growing in your own space, Don't be afraid, just plant it. If it grew, it grew. If it didn't, oh well, try again. So this is the other loquat right here. You can see there's fruit. This one is my smaller loquat. it kind of got away from me. If you notice how those two grow, they're like up. But nevertheless, as I said, I have these sitting in pans and pots. One of them was sitting in an old soup pot. I'm thinking it was this one. For just about 5 years. Finally put it to the ground. And I just harvested fruit from it for the first time. This is fruiting for the first year. And these two, this one and this one, this is their second year fruiting. And I never taste one of the fruits. The birds took them, and what the birds didn't take, they just ripen and fall to the ground. But let's try this one. It's not fully ripened, but it's not sour. See this? Seed. Just a little sweeter, but I want to show you something. Look on the color of this flesh. Some of them, they're white. The funny thing is, we have several trees on the other side, just about 10 of them on the other side. That's gonna be another video. That each one of the fruit, the flesh is a different color. Well, let me show you something. Eat a fruit you like, plant the seed. Watch this. Fruit, seed, cover. And tell yourself, I plant a seed here. Don't mow it down when it starts growing. When it comes up, you transfer it somewhere else. It's what I do. This is another mulberry that I moved from the other side of the yard, and I put it here. I wanted it to grow up and hanging over into the rabbit run to create like a shade area without putting it directly into the run. But then I started thinking, if I put it here and it hangs into the run, then stuff will just climb on it to get into the run while the rabbits are in there. And when they're in there, I'm usually close by, but I'm not always looking. So I decided that I'm gonna leave this here, even though in my head I'm thinking I should move it, but I'm gonna move the run instead so we can expand it, as I said, to maybe 100 by 200 or 200 by 200, because I'm gonna have the goats in there with the rabbits. They get along just fine, and for the most part, the rabbits stay one side, the goats stay one side. The rabbits are usually playing by themselves, and the goats, they're eating everything in sight. But, you know, it's the homestead. This is what it looks like before the planting season. It's not beautiful. These bananas you can see in the back here, they need to be cleaned up. Just giving a walk around. It's not really a tour. This is my brown turkey fig. I never pruned this tree. I did nothing to this plant. And every year it fruit like a champion. And I rarely take videos of this plant. Rarely. I have quite a few plants that I don't take videos of. I don't post them on the internet. Usually people who see them are people who actually came to the house. But that might change in 2024. I need to clean out over there. I need to clean that out because there's a lot of movements in there at night. The other night it sounded like some animal was committing a crime in there from the screaming and carrying on in that bush. I think there were raccoons. I'm not sure, but that's usually where you see the foxes running into. It's usually where you see the coyotes running out of. So I think I'm gonna clean it out. I don't know if I'm gonna do it myself or I'm gonna hire it out, because some of those trees, they're rather big. But this is the homestead. It's never smooth sailing when you're dealing in this kind of stuff. Just the way it is. Life on the homestead, huh? Anyway, guys, it's late in the evening. I'm gonna go inside to get some food. I was outside, I feel video-y, so I did something. I figure, oh no, you might just like looking at it. Not looking to break the internet here, right? Just something to look at. Anyway, guys, you know how it is. Andrew, stay tuned to the channel. I'm gonna be showing you what we're doing for the rest of for the upcoming planting season. I should be hitting some of the big box tours soon. But as I said, you know, with the recent loss at the home, on our homestead, it's been a little hard on everybody here. So we haven't been doing that much. And other things been happening. Not bad things, just work. But you know how that is. But guys, have a good day, and see you in the future.